The only Major League sports franchise in Hampton Roads history, the Virginia Squires, captivated fans from 1970 until just before the ABA-NBA merger in 1976. Tonight, for the first time in almost 40 years, players, coaches, even the former owner, Earl Foreman, return to Virginia Beach for their one and only Squires reunion, and we bring you the party live here on the Sports Wrap. Hi, everybody. I'm Bruce Rader, the great Dr. J, the Iceman, George Gervin, Charlie Scott, Barry Parkhill, Dave Torzik. They're all here to headline one of the big sports parties in Hampton Roads history, the Virginia Squires reunion. Now, remember, the Squires spent 6 years barnstorming Virginia, and the fans loved them. They were a big part of the early 70s here in Hampton Roads. And tonight, for the first time, they get together with hundreds of fans here at the beach to talk about old times. How good was that team? Well, we'll ask the master. I got to tell you, after 37 years of doing sports, I am very seldom in awe. But I am in awe tonight sitting next to the great Dr. J. Julius Irving. Welcome to Virginia Beach. Welcome back to your Squires reunion.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be back here. It's always good to come back to Tidewater. I've been back a few times, but it wasn't in a capacity like this. And it's going to be great to see the guys and reminisce from the 2 years in which I was a Squire. And when you start asking about how good the teams were, well, it was a little bit of musical chairs involved because, you know, with George Gervin and myself being the two Hall of Famers, Charlie Scott could very, very well have been a Hall of Famer. And the other guys who were role players, man, they're in my Hall of Fame.
There were few people that thought that the ABA would ever merge with the NBA. You were probably the biggest reason. But let's go back. Why did you pick the ABA over the NBA originally coming out of college?
Well, after my junior year, I was actually approached by the Squires. I had never heard of the Squires, and you know, I was, of course, intrigued. I had looked at what had happened to my college team in my sophomore and junior years. And we had been invited to the NIT. We had great records, but we were being snubbed by the NCAA, so I didn't feel as though we were ever going to play in the NCAA tournament, have a chance to win a national championship. So when the opportunity came to turn pro after my junior year, you know, I took it.
Unfortunately, with less than a minute left, how does it feel coming into tonight, knowing you're going to be reminiscing not only with your former teammates, but so many wonderful fans?
Yeah, so many wonderful fans and so many wonderful people who were affiliated with the organization, starting with Earl and Phyllis Foreman. You know, the second year I was here, I actually lived in their apartment. So we became very close, and over the years we've kind of drifted apart. So it's nice to have that reunion, as well as to once again see Charlie Scott. I see George Gervin all the time because both of us are golfers, but Jumbo Jim Akins, who followed me up to New York and who played with me on the Nets championship team. You know, guys like that, I'm just dying to see them.
The great Dr. J, Julius Irving. More on the reunion tonight on the Sports Wrap. Good night, everybody.